Oh, goodness me, what's going on out there? Oh, good morning, fellas. How is everybody this morning? Well, it's a beautiful day here in Jasper. The mountain forecasts are pants. Nothing is accurate, but that's okay. I expect that. I'm just going to go and take advantage of the little dots of blue in the sky here. It's late though. It's 10:30. I don't know how this happened this morning that I got going so late. Well, I cut my finger for one, and as you can see, it did not have an adequate first aid kit, so electricians taped to the rescue. Very red-green. And I'm going to go and check out this double loop at Maligne Lake that was recommended to me by the wonderful Tourist Information Center here in Jasper. I'm going to see if I can muster enough energy to do both of the loops. Well, about a 4-hour hike, probably for me 5. Let's go. Let's get there before it's dark, which is only in a few hours. It's incredible that this road to Maligne Lake is open with all of the devastation on either side. How did it not melt into oblivion? Coming back to the parking lot. That was relatively short but sweet. A couple of hours of total immersion and silence and beauty. Much like my Pyramid Lake hike the other day, there was nobody. Not one single person. I had it all to myself. See, it all starts so innocently, this walking lark. You're just doing a little tiny 3 or 4 mile loop, and then you see this. And you go, one day, I want to go up there. It doesn't hurt to dream. Head on a swivel. Yeah, that was a great walk today. I think I'm going to head back to Jasper town. It's getting dark. There's another loop that I wanted to do just over here. Moose loop. I did it a few years ago with my little dog Murph in the summertime. So I don't feel the urge necessarily to go back. Of course, it'd be completely different in the winter. But the sun is about to go down over the mountain, and then things will get awfully cold. And I don't have a very good head torch, but I do think it has inspired me to think about doing some of these lower level, easier walks at night. Lots of ideas. I mean, it's just exploding ideas in my head. For now, you just can't take a bad picture here. Fantastic filming, Jackie. Well, it's impossible not to film well here. The only thing you can do is kind of stop talking so much and let the scenery do the talking for you. So I'm not sure what's up next for me. I've got another 10 days or so before my next bit of work starts. I'm just going to go back to Jasper and think about it tonight, see what the weather is doing. Maybe head over to Valemount into BC. Maybe go up north instead, Highway 40 to Grand Cache. I mean, I could go down the Icefields Parkway and head towards Calgary, but been there, done that. Tomorrow will tell all. I'm not a planner. And the sun came out just for me. Wow, that's a bit egotistical. The sun came out and sprinkled extra pixie dust on everything. But it certainly doesn't need any embellishment around here. That's got to be one of the best outdoor experiences I've ever had. The world-class Alberta. I don't want to go. Oh, bollocks. Well, maybe too much of a good thing, but after checking the weather forecast for all of the different places I mentioned earlier, Grand Prairie, Grand Cache, Highway 40, Valemount, there is a heavy snowfall warning in all of those places, and that's going over a series of days. So I think the only place that's showing some rays of sunshine and not too many flurries is Calgary. I just might head down towards Banff and then pop into Calgary afterwards and just catch my breath before I go back to Edmonton for all of my work commitments. Let's face it, I don't need any more footage of beautiful landscapes, so I'll film on the way down and maybe put it in the old can for a future video. So why not? Go with the flow. Go like a river. Okay, with the decision made to go down the Icefields Parkway, hopefully I can spend the night at Saskatchewan Crossing, because it's already Probably 2:30 in the afternoon, so it's going to be dark in a couple of hours. It's kind of a dumb idea to go down the parkway, but it's the best of a bunch of kind of bad weather lots. So I'm just going to pick up a few provisions here in Jasper. Last chance before Banff. So here we go. The chills. I went through the area where the park gates used to be for the Icefield Parkway, and they were gone. Yeah, it was pretty harsh to see. Huge damage along here. The Icefields Parkway was closed for quite some time because of damage to the road, and yet there are some buildings on either side here that have survived. It really was random. Just miles and miles and miles and miles of burn. About 10 years ago, I came through here on my little folding touring bike, and I cycled from Jasper to Banff. It took me about 3 days, and I stayed in all these little wilderness hostels along the way because you're not allowed to wild camp in the park. Good thing there's grizzly bears. And my goodness, am I ever feeling thankful that I got a chance to do that before this. It's still very beautiful with the mountains, but it just ain't the same. It's a completely different type of wilderness now. And of course, we're just specks of sand in the whole cosmic time frame. In 100 years, it will have recovered long after we're gone. I'm verklempt. This is the Athabasca Pass viewpoint. I was just here this summer, just before the wildfire. There's some shrubbery left. This is the way it's supposed to look. I'm delighted to find my favorite stopping point on the entire parkway intact. Sure wish I could spend the night here, but that's a no-no in the park. There's still about an hour of daylight left, and I'm going to head towards Saskatchewan Crossing and hope that I can spend the night there, still in the park. And I know if I can't, well, I'll have to make a little detour heading back east, further into Alberta. And I know there's a lot of crown land camping there. And that's where I'll spend the night tonight.
Vodka, a medium good brandy, aged apple.
Well, I'm rapidly losing the light. I don't regret coming at all. There's only been a few cars. You get that sense of being something tiny in the vastness of the cosmos. And there really is something magical about it in the winter at this time of year when creeks and the streams and the rivers are starting to freeze or have just frozen over. The weather is coming through the valley. This is pretty spectacular. Look at those lunatics. I wish I had the nerve at the moment, but I don't. Well, it really is getting dark, so I better head down the road. I'm pretty far from the Saskatchewan River crossing, about an hour. I've got some driving to do in the dark, in the wilderness, in the winter, with what looks like a weather system coming in. Woohoo! At Saskatchewan Crossing, which is roughly about halfway on the Icefields Parkway between Jasper and Banff, but it looks closed. Yeah, most definitely closed. I'm gonna have a little look at iOverlander, see how far away I am from any kind of an accessible or possibly accessible spot. Okay, it's always good to have a plan B, which I sort of do. I'm going to head towards, in the direction of Red Deer, and there's an awful lot of public access land, but will it be accessible? I'm not so sure. We shall find out. Wish me luck. Oh, out of the park already. Looky there. What does it say? Public lands, camping pass required. Forgot about that. So here in Alberta, you have to have a pass to park on public lands. I mean, they hate us. I'm gonna risk it. I don't have internet. I'll talk my way out of it if somebody gives me grief. For now, I think this is gonna be a superlatively quiet place to spend the night.
Most important thing to know, happy hour starts at 3 o'clock.
Not for tomorrow.
Well, Nico tried, and then went. You was me?
Oh no, I lost a pierogi.
Tried to steal my woman. The note on my door, sort of my sexual rival, if you will.
I won't. Are there any real suspects?
That I wonder. Interesting.
What's the name? Jalen. Oh, we adore.
Jalen been spotted for a while now.
Highly civilized today, eating off a plate. So those are potato and cheddar pierogies, fried fresh onions, ooh, and leftover baked beans.
You know, I really do.
Hi, lady. What can I do for you?
Well, I did have a lovely, beautiful, peaceful sleep under the stars, and nobody did disturb me about the silly public lands parking charges. However, I did awaken in the morning to the clattering of a raven trying to get at the pierogi that I dropped last night. Good alarm clock. Well, thank you for coming along with me on yet another adventure here in the beautiful Canadian Rocky Mountains. Very sadly, I am on my way out of them and back to the suburbs of Calgary, civilization, the flatlands. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, that's all right. As Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh said, there can be no lotus without mud. So I'm going back to my mud. I hope we see you next time.